All right, welcome everybody. Ron Futrell with the Vegas Sportscast for you on a Monday. Oh, big week. If you stayed up late last night, you saw one heck of a World Series game. So we're going to talk about that, the Vegas Golden Knights, what's going on with them. They've got a game today in New York. And then also, let's see, Monday Night Football tonight. Got a pretty good matchup for Monday Night Football in the AFC West. So, that being said, got to start with the World Series. Tonight is Tuesday is going to be Game 6 of the World Series in Los Angeles. Justin Verlander for the Astros going up against the Dodgers' Rich Hill. And the Astros have a 3-2 lead in the series because of that crazy game last night. One of the best baseball games ever. And the ratings showed it. People stayed up late and watched that game last night. It was a thriller. I'm a Dodger fan, so I wasn't happy with the outcome. But the game was one of the most exciting, most fun games I've ever shave It just was crazy. And for the people of Houston, happy that you won last night with that and everything. but still, would have liked to see the Dodgers pull that one out. But final score 13-12. What do you think it is? Is it bad pitching? Is it great hitting? Or juiced baseballs? Or a little bit of each of those things? Certainly juiced baseballs. There have been more home runs during this World Series than any other World Series ever, and they've only played 5 games. This last season in the major leagues, there were more home runs than any other season ever. Okay, and they've cracked down on the steroid stuff, supposedly, apparently, and there haven't been the problems. There's more efficient testing. More players are being tested. At least the perception is they've cracked down on it. I think reality is it's not like it was in the 90s, certainly, with Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, Jose Canseco, and all that sort of stuff going on, and Barry Bonds. It's now more controlled with what's happening with the juicing stuff in baseball. I believe so. I hope so. At least it is. But there's more home runs, and it's just been crazy. But last night, you had a run in the bottom of the ninth to be able to win the game. It was tied at 12, ended up 12-13 was the final, 13-12, the final score of the baseball game last night. In a run in the bottom of the ninth to win it, off Kenley Jansen, off the Dodgers reliever. Interesting, it was 1988 when the Dodgers won off the premier reliever at that time was Dennis Eckersley. Dennis Eckersley of the Oakland A's, and the Dodgers were able to win with the famous Kirk Gibson home run in the World Series, win a very pivotal game back then. So, here we go. Get ready for another one. Dodger Stadium, tomorrow night, 5 o'clock start. And it will be a fun one to see what happens there with the World Series. But this has been a very good, very exciting World Series. Can the Dodgers come back and win too? I don't know. There's no Justin Verlander, okay, you sit there and go Cy Young Award winner when he was with Detroit, great pitcher. But that being said, Dodgers come back and win 2 at home. Got a pretty good pitching staff, and if their bats start rocking, they can do it. So we'll see. We will see tomorrow. Okay, that being said, Vegas Golden Knights play tonight. They've got a date tonight and tomorrow against the Islanders and the Rangers, so they play in Brooklyn tonight in that arena there. It's not a great arena for hockey, from what I understand. I've not been in that arena before. Goalie Oscar Dansk won second player of the week in the NHL this week. What a crazy story this has been for Oscar Dansk and, of course, for the Vegas Golden Knights. This is a guy who started the season with the Chicago Wolves of the American Hockey League, so in the minor leagues, and then is called up because of a couple of injuries to Vegas goalies. And lo and behold, he comes out, wins his first 2 games, gets a shutout in the second game against Colorado, the 7-0 shutout for the Golden Knights, and then is named the number 2 star of the week in the NHL. So this is just an amazing story. What the NHL does every week is they name a 1-star, a 2-star, and a 3-star. And so for him to get the number 2 star, also, Las Vegas Golden Knights goalie Marc-Andre Fleury won this distinction. Now, he's won it a lot of times in his career, but he was the number 2 star of the week, I think the first week of the NHL season. So it's been crazy how great the goalkeeping has been for the Vegas Golden Knights, but everything has worked for this team right now. With an 8-1 record, and that one loss was in the game that Marc-Andre Fleury got knocked out of with a concussion. and they left him in probably too long with the concussion, is what his agent is saying right now, is that he was left in too long, and it was evident in the way he gave up goals in that game. That was not Marc-Andre Fleury in the nets in that game against Detroit. So I know I'm getting picky on this one and saying, wow, they're picking out the problems with the one loss. But now the Golden Knights begin on an, they play 8 of their next 9 games on the road, including these 2 in New York. So they have Monday, Tuesday, play the Islanders and the Rangers in New York, and they take on, during this road trip, Montreal, Toronto. So they go after, they're picking off some of the original 6 in the NHL is what they're doing. The original 6, there's, Montreal, Toronto, the New York Rangers, Boston Bruins, Chicago Blackhawks, and Detroit Red Wings. There's 6. So it's been fun to watch and been exciting to watch. And one of the ESPN has them ranked number 1 in their power rankings right now. An expansion team. Number 1 in the NHL power rankings, according to ESPN this week. So we'll see how they can do now that they go on the road. They did play their first 2 games on the road, by the way, so they've been on the road. They won at Dallas, and they won at Arizona. But everybody's beating Arizona these days in the NHL. I don't think Arizona's won a game yet. Might be 9-1, something like that. So, good Sunday in football yesterday. The Raiders lost to Buffalo. Tough loss for them. Just didn't look very good. Once again, it's hard to tell with this Raiders team which one's going to show up. The bad one showed up on Sunday. Buffalo's not a bad team, but still the Raiders, last year's Raiders, would have thrown them out like 2-inch trout. Would have beaten them easily. Tonight, Monday Night Football, here's what we got. Kansas City playing at Denver, so a great matchup in the AFC West. And Denver Broncos going downhill fast. Kansas City Chiefs look like one of the best teams in football. Are they in the top 4, 5? Yeah, they're the number 2 team. You got to put them and the Patriots up there in the AFC. In the NFC, let's see, Philadelphia Eagles up there. Would have said the Packers before Aaron Rodgers' injury, but how about the LA Rams? They're 5-2 right now and playing real well. Had a bye yesterday. So in this game, it's interesting, though. Kansas City is favored by 8 points. So Denver's getting 8 points at home. The book on this always says go with the home team getting points on Monday night. Has been the long-standing tradition for betting Monday Night Football. And Denver is not only getting points, they're getting a lot of points. They're getting 8 points in this game. Again, I know Denver's looked awful in their last couple of games. That being said, it's interesting with NFL teams. You do typically think of the last performance that you saw. You don't think of the capabilities of a team overall. I tend to try to look at the capabilities of the team overall instead of just what happened last week or the last 2 weeks for the Broncos, back-to-back bad losses. So this could be the beginning of the end for the Broncos, or I'm going to go with Broncos make a comeback here and cover the 8 points on Monday night against Kansas City for the reasons I mentioned right there. But boy, Kansas City looks good and they're playing well. But going with the Denver Broncos, not to win the game outright, but at least to cover the spread tonight on Monday Night Football. So, hockey today, 4 o'clock, Vegas Golden Knights, Monday Night Football beginning around 5:30 tonight. And then we all get ready for another crazy baseball game on Tuesday night, Dodgers at home against the Houston Astros. So that's it for a busy Monday. Hope you all have a good one. Ron Futrell, you've been listening to Vegas Sportscast. Tell a friend, download us, and go to our website, thevegassportscast.com. Let people know you can download us off of iTunes, off of, we're up on Google Play. We're also up there. You can find us on, we're getting a lot of hits from iHeartRadio, so appreciate that. Thank you, iHeartRadio. So, because I can look at the demographics and also the analytics and see exactly what's happening with some of the downloads. So, let people know we're the number 1 podcast in Las Vegas. Most downloads, most listened to, talking about sports here mainly, but we'll jump into some other things. And I'm also going to start a Vegas Strong podcast as well. May do the first one of those today. So you can find that at all the places where you can download podcasts from as well. So that's it. Ron Futrell, hope you all have a good one. You've been listening to the Vegas Sportscast for this Monday. Bye for now, everybody.